Form 4 students. Today I would like to share with you Section B SPM exam for quadratic function for the new format of the SPM exam starting SPM 2021 onwards. Okay, some of you might wonder how the Section B question looks like. So maybe the question will be something like this. Quadratic function is totally a new topic for Form 4 students, and this topic is actually many students cannot really perform. They actually don't understand the concept and also the way to do. So today I would like to discuss with you how to solve the quadratic function for Maths paper 2. Okay, let's go through the question slowly and carefully. So the diagram below show part of the graph of quadratic function. Okay, and normally quadratic function they will give you fx. It's actually same with the y. They give you in this form means it's a factorized form. We have many forms. We have general form, we have vertex form, we have the factorized form like this. And the condition you must follow, the value of p must be less than q, and r is a maximum point. Okay, normally for quadratic function you will see is a sad or happy face, right? So when it's sad you have a maximum point, right? So it happens when the a is negative, less than 0. So normally in maths we will say less than negative represent less than 0 represent negative, and negative start with the word n. Remember that? And n you have a highest point, maximum point. So these are the concepts that you must know. Okay, so since it is in factorized form, so just to tell you that you must know how to read the quadratic equation if they give you quadratic function. There is a relationship between function and equation. For quadratic function, the fx value is unknown. That means the y value is unknown. If I draw a line like this, meaning that the y is 0 or fx is 0, same meaning. So for all the point on the blue line is actually lies on the equation. We don't say function, we say equation. So we can make it equal to 0. Alright? If you draw a line like this, okay, it will become a quadratic equation because you have the y value. But if you have all the unknown point, all these are y, we are not sure what's the y, that's function. So for a graph, actually all these points are x and y. So it represents a graph. Function is a graph. Okay, so based on this, we can say that we have the roots, right? You must know that x-intercept is the root. You must know that roots is actually can be called as x-intercept. You know, besides we say x values, you can say unknown value, but an unknown here refer to x. Okay, so if let's say you solve this equation, since it's already factorized, so you can say let the factor equal to 0. So x is equal to p, right? So you can find the roots, but is in terms of the p and q. But you already know that x are the roots, x-intercepts. So this one should be p, because the question says p must be less than q. So this is p and this is q, right? 2 must be less than 6. So the answer is p is 2 and then q is 6. Alright, how to find the a? In order to find the a, this a, we always choose the y-intercept. You have they will give you the y-intercept here. Can you see that? I'm going to highlight using the grid. This is a y-intercept, whereby the line is cutting the y-axis. You know, this is a y-axis, right? So you see the blue line cutting here. So we will use a y-intercept to solve the a normally, unless the y-intercept not given. So we write down the point first. Normally 0, negative 12 is the y-intercept, so you can always use a function to do. You know the function is the equation, so you can substitute negative 12 into here. Y, this is a y is negative 12. You don't substitute f negative 12 now. X is 0, substitute in 0. Okay, so let's do it here. So we have a space to write actually. So we will write fx equal to a x minus 2, x minus 6, right? We have the p and q already. Then we say at the point y-intercept is 0, negative 12, so the y is negative 12. This one represent y. Okay, a, and then when you see x, you substitute 0 out. Okay, substitute 0 for the x, and then you solve. Okay, can understand? Who can understand? Okay, I explain again. You find the y-intercept. The y-intercept is always x0, and y got the value. Then this one is a y. You can write as y actually. Y is negative 12. You substitute. X will substitute 0 here. 0, 0. The p and q. Just now we have the value. P is 2, q is 6, right? So then you solve. Okay, we solve the bracket first. Negative 2, right? This is negative 6, right? Minus 2, and then minus 6, and negative 12. Right? So we try to solve the A. 0, negative 12. Okay, so the P is 2, and then Q is 6. So if you substitute carefully, you will realize that the A is actually, the value of A should be, we expect the A should be negative, you know. So if you got the A is positive, something is very wrong, you know. Negative times negative, you get positive, right? So you expect the A will be negative 12 over 12. Luckily, you got negative 1, right? So that means A is negative 1. Okay, because why we expect A negative? Because we have the set face. So we actually want this one must be negative. Negative 1, normally 1 we don't write, you know. We will just simplify like this. You can write fx. Okay, like that. Alright, so that is the quadratic function. So the question is asking the value of the A should be negative 1. Alright, understand? Use a y-intercept. Okay, for those of you who want to get A plus, you must really focus to the quadratic function. Okay, either they ask you to sketch a graph, or they draw the graph for you and then ask you to find the constant, the axis of symmetry, maximum point. Okay, now they give you everything ready. They ask you to write the quadratic equation of the function. So equation, see or not? If equation, so we have the fx, right? We just make it fx equal to 0. So we want to write equation. This thing must be 0, this one. Okay, if not, it will become function. So we will just copy down just now the one. Okay, you can just write like this. A is negative 1, right? X minus 2, and then x minus 6 equals 0. If you leave your answer like that, they will minus you 1 mark because it's 2 marks. So you have to expand carefully. X squared. Okay, negative put outside. This one x times x. That means the negative you put outside first. Okay, now I'm going to show you how I expand. Negative x times x. Negative put outside first. X times x will be x squared, right? You always got 4 root. X times negative 6, negative 6x. Negative 2 times x, negative 2x. Negative 2 times negative 6 plus 12. Okay? For those of you who fail your maths, you have to study how to do expansion. Okay? You don't understand, you text me. You need to practice a lot. If not, you will have problem. X squared, you don't wait until December, then you start to panic. Okay, now is the right time. When you free, you do maths. So if you didn't simplify to the we call it simplest form, you leave your answer halfway, they will minus your mark on it. Your answer must be like this. Equal to 0 must be there. Some people never write equal to 0, so you will be minus mark. Okay, understand? So the answer is for P is 2, for Q is 6, for A is -1, and the equation is -x squared plus 8x minus 12 equal to 0, right? Okay, then after that they'll ask you axis of symmetry, right? See, no? Now they ask you after you find the equation, they ask you the axis of symmetry. Okay, let me see whether you still remember the teacher teach you the formula for axis of symmetry. Axis of symmetry is -b/2a. Memorize the formula. And then you see our quadratic function is like this. It's -x squared plus 8x minus 12, right? You have to use a quadratic function. This is minus 12, huh? Better write properly, if not you will misunderstood. Minus 12. So you read out the A is -1, B is 8, C is -12. Okay, let me write C is -12, no space. Okay, now we are going to write x equal to -b. B is what? 8, right? 2A is what? -1. Okay, we have the answer which is -8 over -2, so it's 4, positive 4. So that means axis of symmetry is x equal to 4, right? So you can write axis of symmetry x equal to 4. Axis of symmetry means what? Okay, if I ask you to draw the axis of symmetry for the graph, so what you need to do is you go to the highest point. This is 4, you know. So you just draw a line. You draw a straight line, vertical, passes through the x equal to 4. I use a black one. I want to use a black one so that you can see clearly. This is x equal to 4. Okay, this equation, you must write equation. It divides the graph into 2 equal balance sides, you know. It's at the midpoint here. This one is 4. Alright, it cut the x-axis at 4. Again, I draw for you using the red color. Don't want to be too thick, huh? Okay, now you see, I want you to know that the axis of symmetry, the meaning of axis of symmetry is it will pass through the midpoint 4 vertically, passes through the maximum point if the graph is n-shaped. If it is U-shaped, it will pass through the minimum point. So it's always at the middle of the quadratic function. Okay, we have the axis of symmetry already. Please write x equal. There must be an equal sign. No equal sign is considered wrong. You cannot just write x4. Okay, after that, you should know that you want to find what? After that, they will ask you to find the coordinates, right, of the highest point. That is a very common question. Coordinate of point R. So you see, the point R is here, right? Let me erase. Is passes through x equal to 4, right? So just now we have this x equal to 4, right? So that means for R, the coordinate x is 4. And how to find this one? Of course, you will use a quadratic function. So you can find the image, we can say. Our quadratic function here. Object is what? Cos 4, right? So you substitute 4. Okay, f4 is equal to -4 minus 2. And then times with the 4 minus 6. Okay, so you multiply, you have -2. Alright, -2 times this is -2. 4 also, right? Negative and negative become positive, so this is 4. So the maximum point obviously is logic. This is positive 4. And here is 4. 4, 4. Alright, so you can say maximum point is at the point R, 4, 4. Alright, so that you can get A+. You can do quadratic function. Your quadratic function can functioning well. You can get A+. Because it's not easy. Many students are having problem with the quadratic function. Okay, so for those students who want to get a good result, okay, even though you're not doing well now, you still can change your marks to A or A plus. Just keep on doing for max. All right. Okay, that's all my sharing about the quadratic function for the paper 2 for the section B for quadratic function. Remember, these are the tips that I want you to memorize. Axis of symmetry, negative b over 2a. Roots are actually x-intercepts, right? Or you can say that roots are solution, x-intercepts. Okay. Another thing is axis of symmetry. It must be a vertical line, must be equation. All right. In order to find the a, the coefficient a, always use a y-intercept. Okay, remember y-intercept always let x 0. X-intercept always let y 0. And then one more thing is for quadratic function. When you are having a quadratic function cut the x-axis, you can find the roots and it will become equation at that 2 points. Okay, become quadratic equation. Okay, that's all my sharing. Bye bye and have a nice day.